3 million. There's some bad apples there that, let me be very careful in how we say this. If you were to pursue the narrative that was just given, and there are no officers left, you will not have a country. So you're taking a far greater view in supporting it than you are in supporting 95% want to do the constitutional and the right thing and making sure we weed out the two families.
Okay, thank you for the question and the comments. Beth is next. What's else?
Yeah, one thing I think from the previous caller, I think we need to support our police. Yeah, there's a lot of bad apples, but you know what, like you said, we didn't have a total chaos, free-for-all everywhere, no stuff and nothing. But my question, too, to your guest is, what are the police unions doing to back their police officers? I don't see any support from them. I mean, they're on the other side of things, hey?
You are correct. I will tell you this, I fought with the unions initially with a batch of COVID vaccine mandate to turn their position and decided they would give their best efforts to do that. So quite frankly, the police unions unfortunately have become politicized. Most unions are, they go to the bidding of doing the agenda of the agency that gives them the most kickback, and that's not the way this country is supposed to be. So we do not support their unions, we support the officers instead.
Thank you for the call. We're going to move on to Murray in Kentucky. Go ahead, Murray, you're on the air.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
This is Terry. Yes, what it is, it's kind of got a little to do with, but here where I live, out here in Mitch McConnell, I think it's on the CPAC money, like in the Arizona Senate race, he is pulling money, won't send it back to representative, Republican representative there, which is really needed right now, maybe it's so close on the race.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
well, I just to let you know.
Thank you for that. And there is, there are those who are conservative within the Republican Party, and there are those who are not, Michael.
That is correct. That is, I was just thinking to comment on that. He's absolutely right. It's not just your party label, it's your values and your principles. And that's what I'm begging the American people to do. Don't just go based on party. Find out values and principles.
Robert is next in Glendale. You're on the air.
Well, that's interesting that last caller just said that, because Mitch McConnell is married to, as I recall, a Chinese lady who's associated or in the family of the current dictator of China. But my main call is that it appears to me, as United States Naval honorably discharged, I'm a disabled American veteran, and I've been born again for 45 years, citizen of this country, that our options are narrowing down to where we're going to have to choose between physical defense of our nation against what we're facing, or we're going to be also slaughtered. Now, I'm a supporter 100% of Romans chapter 8, verse 17, where we're supposed to suffer with the Lord, But at the same time, we're supposed to take care of our families. In 1 John chapter 3, verse 16, we're supposed to lay down our lives for our brothers. So, how does Michael feel about physical self-defense of our nation? I'm talking taking up arms.
Well, I will tell you this, I'm a veteran as well, and I'm also a ordained minister. And I will tell you that, quite frankly, the time is already run. And we were going to be put in that position. We are in that position now, and we're trying to do everything we can to make sure the American people stand for freedom, whatever the cost.
Thank you for the call. We're up against the break. We'll take more calls following the break. We'll be back in just 1 minute. This is Crosstalk on VCY America.
For the Worldview Report, I'm Brandon House. Our website is worldviewreport.com. Recently in Forbes magazine, Bill Gates declared, quote, "We're going to have a hung election and a civil war," end quote. Why would Bill Gates say this? Bill Gates, of course, is one of the deep staters many of us believe, and is well plugged in to many globalist organizations, including the UN. Why all the narrative about violence surrounding the U.S. election? Now, U.S. Senator Susan Collins has come out talking about her fears of the physical safety for members of Congress. We also have a bulletin coming out reported by CNN through the Department of Homeland Security that is, well, possible violence on Election Day. Why are they laying this narrative? My friends, apparently the globalists want civil unrest in America as they lead us into World War III in Russia with Ukraine. Indeed, we're living in the perilous times the Bible predicted.
Michael Letts, our guest here today on Crosstalk. Again, his website, investusa.org, INVEST-USA.org. And also just want to point out to Robert, the recent program that we had with Pastor David Brown on the Christian and self-defense. Matter of fact, we re-aired this past August the 9th, and you'll find it at crosstalkamerica.com. He's got a great report that he made available through the program as well. You'll find the details, crosstalkamerica.com. Just put in the last name Brown, and you'll find that the Christian and self-defense, and a very appropriate program studying Scripture, what it says on this important topic. Let's go next to, Jerry in Toma, Wisconsin. You're on the air.
Hi, I wanted first to say thank you so much, both of you, for addressing all these issues that interested Christians. Listen to WGCX, for I kind of agreed that there aren't a lot more that listen. And anyway, I'm not sure if the gentleman is going to ask or not, but I wonder if you have ever run across the issue of, I understand that the government is trying to get rid of illegal drugs, but there's an issue where doctors are being told in the last few short years that they must, because of the illegal drug stuff going on, they somehow or another they're being told that they must take away opioid pain medicines from their patients, even though they've been on them for quite a while for long-term, like arthritis issues and inflammation. But they're saying, the government says we can't give them to you anymore, so they're whipping them away. And I don't know how that can be taken from that they're trying to get rid of illegal drugs.
Thank you,
Well, I will tell you this, Jerry, you are correct, but it is just a side tactic. The government is not concentrating on the main issue of the illegal drugs. That's what they need to be concentrating on. And quite frankly, I'll make this one statement and we can move on. But if they were to turn us loose, law enforcement, and let us do our jobs the right way, we can have the drug issue taken care of, then we can cross the country.
Thank you, Jerry. JR is next year on the air.
Oh, hi. So I appreciate the show. I just wanted to speak on, so there's an incident in California where they're investigating the California Sheriff's Department and other police departments. And I don't believe in abolishing the police. I really do believe that we need police officers. But the incident in California where you have police gangs, like the vigilante gang, which is a police officer sheriff department gang, inside the police department, how are we as American citizens supposed to protect ourselves when you have instances of rogue officers? You have like Masonic gangs, or you have like these other rogue entities that are police officers that do have the backing of the law. What do we as believers and as Americans, but no matter what can we do to, you know, what do we do?
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry. Yeah, we got your question here. Go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, quite frankly, there is a couple incidents that have been reported. It is being investigated. I will tell you this, a very small segment. What I've seen, there is not any substantiation to it as of yet. Not saying that there won't be, but again, 1.3 million officers nationwide. Less than 10% of those, less than 5% of rogue officers will get them at some point in time. Make sure there'll be a hold those that are trying to do righteous.
Thank you. Jerry in Ohio, you're on the air.
Yes, hi. Yeah, Jim? Yeah, I'm just questioning the Chinese police in New York. And why aren't the blacks being persecuted, those that are invading? It seems to be on television, always the black students that are causing the trouble. I wish that Mike addresses this.
Okay.
I'll be glad that you've just issued a press release on that in the last 15 to 20 minutes. We're bringing national attention to that. There's actually no reason of no jurisdiction for them to have any cause here in the United States of America. And quite frankly, we're going to expect the federal agency, they're being weaponized against us now. They need to do their constitutional job and shut this issue down instead of allowing it to go up underneath our noses.
Thank you for the call. James in Stanley, you're on the air. Hello, James, you're on the air.
Okay, sir. People have got to come to the realization they're involved in a genocide. They are the target. We have already experienced chemical warfare against us with our own government and certain other governments like China, and that is the drugs. We've experienced biological with the virus. We've experienced criminal with the entering of the prisons. We've experienced abortion, 65 million abortions.
Yeah.
We are going to experience conflict with the illegal immigrants. We are close to the point where they're going to use starvation to accomplish genocide.
Thank you, James, for that. And we did a program just yesterday, and the topic is all about control and feeding into the Great Reset issues that are going on. But it really has, Michael, to bring disruption to society, and that's really the goal here.
That is correct. We can only do one quick point. There is strength in unity, so we must stand unified. That's why I'm encouraging everyone. You can't stand on the sidelines anymore. Take a stand. Make sure your voice is heard, because that's the only way we're going to be able to save everything.
We're going to squeeze one last call in. Rachel out of Kansas, you're on the air.
Hi, I just wanted to give a shout out that I thank God for our police officers because I don't care how dirty they are. I'm a first responder, and it took 4 full-grown men to do something that was tripping out on meth. And I thank God that they protected my partner and I before we could give them medical help.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you so much. Let me quickly say that we're always providing active shooter vests now for our EMS and firefighters. We just had an EMS that I knew 9/11 killed in New York. He was stabbed 30 times while on duty. That's unacceptable.
Broad daylight that took place.
Correct.
Well, just outside the facility. Michael, that's our guest here today in Crosstalk. Again, folks, the website is investusa.org, and you can check out more information there. But Michael, thank you for raising the issue on that, certainly the consciousness of our nation on such critical issues here at this time.
Thank you, Jim. God bless you, and God bless America. Together, united first.
And friends, again, as always, would you be in prayer for our nation? Be in prayer that this nation would turn back to God, and certainly to surrender to Him. You know, our whims, our desires and aspirations, and let's put His word back in control in our lives individually, and let's honor Him as a nation as well. God bless you, folks. Thanks for joining us on Crosstalk.
You've been listening to Crosstalk via satellite and the internet from VCY America. Views expressed may or may not be those of this station. For a CD of today's program, send a donation of $6 or more to VCY Take Ministry, 3434 West Kilbourne Avenue, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53208, or download by RSS or podcast from crosstalkamerica.com. And join us again for Crosstalk.
Republican Senator Tom Cotton says most American voters are well aware the sky-high gas prices are no accident.
It's not a bad one on your mind because it's flying by design. Democrats want high gas prices because they want to get you off of your, or out of your big gas bill. It's your terrible minivan for all your children. Take electric vehicles.
Cotton says dismay over high gas prices. Just one reason he predicts Republicans will recapture majorities in both the House and Senate in the midterm elections. He was interviewed by the Salem Radio Network. Also at SRNews.com, the International Monetary Fund is once again lowering its projections for global economic growth in 2023. It's projecting world economic growth lower by $4 trillion through 2026. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says some big nations are facing big challenges.
Many advanced economies, but not all, face inflation that's too high. Some major economies face more acute stress due to uncertain energy supplies than others.
She says the Russian invasion of Ukraine that began in February has dramatically changed the IMF's outlook on the economy. Former NFL star Herschel Walker says there's no more truth with the latest accusations against him that he once paid a poor girlfriend's abortion than to earlier accusations that turned out to be false.
When they said I had kids that I was hiding, a lot of people don't know that this same reporter found out that this was not true, never wrote a retraction, never said anything. They just let it go and went on.
Walker says he's coming under attack from some of the media because he's surging in his campaign against Democrat Senator Raphael Warnock in the Georgia Senate race. Stocks lower now. The Dow is off 289 points. This is SRN News. The Salvation Army is helping meet physical and spiritual needs in hurricane-ravaged Florida.
Officers, staff, and trained volunteers with the Salvation Army are on the ground in the Fort Myers region. They traveled from Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Texas and plan to stay for several weeks. The Salvation Army is working with federal, state, and local emergency management agencies to provide meals and shelter. Church-based ministry is also offering emotional and spiritual care. Greg Cluxton, SRN News.
The Russian court has fined TikTok for failing to delete LGBT material. It's the country's latest crackdown on big tech companies. The $50,000 penalty was issued to the Chinese-owned video sharing platform following a complaint by Russian regulators. Russian law prohibits the promotion of LGBT, radical feminism, and a distorted view on traditional sexual relations. This is SRN News. Sprawling Xinjiang is the latest region in China. It was sweeping COVID-19 travel restrictions.
Trains and buses in and out of the region of 22 million people have been suspended as China further tightens control measures. Likewise, passenger numbers on flights have been reduced to 75% capacity. A notice from the regional government said the measures were enacted to strictly prevent the risk of spillover of the virus, but gave no other details. The new restrictions come ahead of a key Communist Party Congress later this month. I'm Karen Chanas.
Protests in Iran over the death of a 22-year-old woman detained by that country's morality police have stretched now to a third week. That's despite authorities disrupting the internet, deploying riot troops, and attacking perceived enemies abroad. State television suggesting at least 41 people have been killed as of September 24. More details at srnnews.com. I'm John Scott.
Psalm 27, verse 14. Wait on the Lord. Be of good